No.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to the Wingin podcast. Jack, how you doing, man?
I am here, man. Glad to be here. How about yourself?
I am making it. Andre.
I've been having a fun week. Just a fun week. Explaining things to people.
Yeah, you
over and over again.
I don't know what is going on in your comment section, but whatever. Bro, whatever. Real quick, before we get started tonight, for those of you, a lot of y'all may not know, but the original leader of the guy who brought most of us together, Quan, for the Gamers at Large, he did pass away last week. We found out I think it was Wednesday. So we're gonna have a quick little moment of silence for Quan, because he was the guy who pretty much brought all of us together when we were Gamers at Large. So our 10 count moment of silence. All right. So, but also before we get into everything else, Vicky's birthday is tomorrow, so make sure you show her some love before she chokeslam all of us.
Right.
So,
door.
Yeah, just make sure you send her a tweet, say hey on Instagram, all that good stuff. Just make sure you say happy birthday to Vicky tomorrow. I'm not trying to die. So, or get trolled, or worse. So, just so you know. But like we normally start these things off. So, what you guys been playing? I'll start this one. I beat the I didn't beat it, but Final Fantasy Rebirth demo.
Okay.
Finished it. I hate Sephiroth.
Hey, don't we all?
Sephiroth. Making me feel like I'm insignificant.
Mm-hmm.
He just come through and one shot a boss that I'm catching hell for.
Mm-hmm.
At this point, I can't help but be a hater. Your hair is luxurious. You're tall. I'm just gonna hate now at this point. I'm just hating. For no other reason, I'm just hating. Playing some Pragmata. I don't understand why people hate this game.
They do? I've seen nothing but praise for it.
There's a contingent of people that hate it online.
But
Father-daughter dynamic.
Yeah. It doesn't make sense if you're actually around people who have children.
Gotcha. Okay.
If you're around people who have children, you're like, yeah, what you're saying doesn't make sense. Jump back into Fatal Fury City of the Wolves. Love Blue Mary. Like Masha Inui. Cannot stand Nightmare Geese. Wolfgang Krauser. Wolfgang Krauser, one love. Wolfgang Krauser. The most pretentious, evil bastard I ever heard. But I do wish they could have got the guy that did the voice on the OVA, if he's still alive. Because that dude has better, no disrespect to Patrick Sates. I just like that dude on the OVA. He just did a better job when he was talking trash.
Because he was smooth with it.
He was smooth with it, man. He really did sound like he was like annoyed that you were that weak.
Yeah.
Like, bro. Like, dude, that's not fair. Like, you're stronger than everybody. It's not fair. So, you ain't got to hurt my feelings while you beat me down. I mean, I need there's a reason why Terry didn't want to fight no more. It had nothing to do with him getting beat up. If you haven't had a chance to, please watch that OVA. It's hilariously awesome. Especially what happens to Joe.
I would suggest watching all of them watch
that one,
Fatal Fury, then Fatal Fury 2, then
the
Fatal
movie.
Fury the movie.
Yeah.
And if you have a day, just cut 6 hours out of it and just watch all of
Well,
it.
actually,
Actually, it's about
because the first OVA ain't but like 40 minutes. The
yeah,
second
you're
one
right. So it's probably about
is probably about 4.
4 hours.
About 4 total, because I think the movie is like an hour and 45.
Yeah.
The movie's about an hour and 45. But like the first OVA is like 40 minutes. The second one's like an hour even,
Yeah.
straight up. And then the movie is like an hour and 45 minutes because they do a little globe trotting in the movie. But yeah, if you got Crunchyroll, all of it's on Crunchyroll. If you got Crunchyroll, so if you can't find it on DVD or anything, and you have Crunchyroll, the Fatal Fury OVA is on Crunchyroll. So if you have a chance to watch all of that, please do. Because the guy who directed it, if you play City of the Wolves, he directs all the animated cutscenes, which means why haven't I got another Fatal Fury movie?
Because SNK paid for it.
But I digress. So,
and we need a new Art of Fighting movie because the one they came out with screwed everything up.
And it's up.
And Yo and Robert's hair colors were reversed, so we got to fix that.
Better than Marco being called Kushnu, but so
still don't know where the name came from.
I don't either. America, but Andre, what have you been playing, man?
I actually have been playing City of the Wolves too myself. Because I'm trying to just go through like the stories. I'm going through each section. I'm doing the stories of Southtown first, then I'll do the section above it, and then I'll do the arcade runs. I want to actually go through everybody's different stories and play through it. I've already finished. I finished Rock. I'm like partway through Terry, and then I'm just going to circle the group and finish everybody.
Yeah, I did arcade, and then I'm going through Southtown. So I'm doing Southtown now.
And I'm playing that. I've been playing Street Fighter 5 because I haven't touched it in a while. So I was trying to, not 5, 6.
I'm about to say, what made you go back to 5?
Yeah, I was saying.
I was like, hold on, my number was wrong. 6.
The amiibo is still more content than Street Fighter 5.
So I'm going back to play that because I wanted to finish getting all the new character moves and actually play through everybody's arcade mode because I neglected to do that with my over 150 hours in the goddamn game.
Jeez.
And we still can't get Final Fight.
Can't get a good Final Fight game. Capcom, you're slacking.
Slacking.
And I've been going back playing all the handheld Castlevania games since I got the collections anyway, in preparation for the new one that's going to be coming out. Plus, I wanted 100% all of them since I hadn't originally done
it. Okay, cool. I have not 100% any of Castlevania games because I think the only one I did was Order of Ecclesia on 3DS on DS, and I'm like, I'm not going back through Aria of Sorrow. Screw that.
The run is fine. 100%.
Actually, I 100% of Aria. It was Aria, then Harmony of Destiny, so 100%. Then 100% of Dawn of Sorrow. I 100%ed Portrait of Ruin.
Yep.
Wow.
And that was actually fun. Portrait of Ruin was fun.
Now I'm working on Circle of the Moon, and then I'll do Order of Ecclesia after that.
You know what? I remember now why I stopped. I was playing Castlevania Judgment. The fighting game. That's why I stopped.
They should actually redo that.
Yeah, the fighting game was actually fun. So, yeah, I would not be opposed to them looking back at that and actually just first let Sakurai do it. He ain't doing nothing.
Konami don't want to pay that fee.
Konami don't want to get embarrassed. Konami don't want to get embarrassed because Sakurai would know more about their series than them. And they made it.
I mean, they got embarrassed when Kojima did the Lords of Shadow series. So, I mean, it's a little late for that.
But
they already put themselves through the humiliation ritual.
But Sakurai will make it worse for some reason. I just got a feeling Sakurai will just make it worse.
Yeah, like Konami.
Then he was troll.
Konami, y'all couldn't make this good game. Y'all didn't make this game. Y'all let this man come and make the game for you.
Yeah, so good old Masahiro Sakurai. All right, Jack, what about you? What you been playing?
The only 2 games I've really been playing was Pragmata. That game I still have yet to play it docked. Like I need to, I guess at least try to experience it docked before I finish it. But handheld has been great, especially with the thing I'm pronouncing it right. Those Nixie controllers. So they've been really, really comfortable, very, very helpful in playing that game. I just love that it was a brand new, fresh IP. I haven't played anything that felt like it. The combat with how you got to do the grid to make sure you unlock everything, and kind of having these either hack builds or power builds is pretty dope. So I mean, I really appreciate that Capcom of all people actually made this happen. And then I did the NBA The Run beta this weekend.
How was that?
So I put it like this without going too deep into it. For $30, it has a great foundation. But it has a fork in the road in which they can go as the creators. And granted, it's a small team. Like it's not a big team at all. It's just a couple of guys that, from my understanding, came from EA Big and worked on the original Street. So it's like, okay, they know what people are looking for and just try to put their own spin on it. So I think there's a lot of interesting changes that I think works out, whether you're talking about like the roulette system, to where, let's say I go into a game and I might play a game that's regular, twos count as twos, threes count as threes, everything works out fine. But then you might run into a game mode of Dunk Fest, to where everything counts as ones except for dunks, and dunks counts as threes. So now it's going to be like an initiative just to dunk the entire game. So I like that aspect of it. No more jump balls. You all have to run and dive for the ball in the middle of the court. So I think that's pretty cool. But they do have a lot of work to do. The game in itself, it worked pretty well from what I saw with the first beta. So it worked pretty well. There are some things that are a little weird, to where when you inbound the ball, for whatever reason, sometimes it just floats down the court. I don't know, like your player just misses it. But there are some things that they do need to add. Dunks are a bit lackluster when you actually do them. Shooting is way too easy, like way too easy in the game. And then, of course, you always want the creative player aspect of it, because when we're talking about who we're playing with, you're playing with NBA players and you're playing with 3 legends, and everybody's stats are, for the better part, almost maxed out. So it's like you kind of have that, everybody's kind of overpowered in a way. But you do have people such as like Steph. He can be wide open and miss a dunk. Like it is very common for him to miss a dunk. And then the stealing is kind of weird. So there's a lot of work they have to do, but they've been very active on Discord. I think I get messages about them updating stuff almost every week. And they've expressed, even though they had a vision as far as how they want the game to go, they have been willing to change regardless of what they thought was right. Because they've got like an overwhelming response to, hey, this needs to be adjusted or this needs to be changed. Because if I'm not mistaken, they created every animation by hand. So it kind of gives like that stop motion movement in the beginning, but then they went and they changed it because people said that it wasn't smooth enough, and they went against their better judgment and listened to the people. So the game runs smooth. I think it needs to be a little bit faster. I don't want it to be 1-to-1 like Street Volume 2, but at least, take the good pieces of it. All right. Because, even now when you talk about doing the crossovers, that's one of the biggest highlights of that game was all the moves you can do, like all the tricks and off the heezy and throwing it off the backboard to yourself and, doing all these different spin moves. And there's 2 tricks. You spin and you like shove, and that's about it. Like you don't you don't go through your legs, you go behind you don't do none of that. So it's a growing game, and I think that's the biggest thing that I think a lot of people are going to take issue with, is that you're essentially getting ready to buy an incomplete game for $30 because it releases on June 9th for all platforms except for the Switch.
Yeah, that ain't a lot of time. Mm-hmm. So it's not NBA Jam, but more like Street 1 then? Basically.
It's more like Street 1, because Street 1 was kind of bare bones in a way, and then 2 came with all the sauce and the flavor with it.
And then 3, they made Stretch just damn near unstoppable. Him and Dr. J was damn near unstoppable. I'm like, bro, come on, dog.
Yeah, so I mean, they have the ability to go the right way, and the best example I can give for anybody that played the game, AEW Fight for Forever had so many avenues it could have went down to be a great game, and they went down every wrong path conceivable. So, so they could do this the right way, but at the same time, if they're looking for funding by people purchasing this game, they're gonna have to rely on people knowing that they're buying an incomplete game, with the intent of constantly adding and improving the game along. So you're essentially paying for a game in development, not to mention, because we've been getting a lot of spooky situations where online games are getting shut down. This is one of those games. There is no offline mode.
Oh, then I ain't getting it in.
So that's the spooky part, because
because
there is a single player mode to where like you take control of the 3 teammates against other people and even CPU, but for whatever reason you still have to be connected online.
Yes,
Yeah, that's a no-go.
That's a no-go.
So their CEO has never this is his first time doing the game. Before that, he was just kind of like ahead elsewhere in the industry. He hasn't really touched a full project. So this is his first time, and it doesn't surprise me that they've seen delays and stuff like that. This was supposed to launch last year.
Yeah.
So and it's still a free to play option, right? Or is it there? Okay.
Well,
so it's still
no,
free to play,
no, I think
30?
there's only 30. No, I think it's 30. So no free to play.
Okay,
So I think that was the original goal before the NBA got involved. So yeah, so it's 30, and then you can do 40 if you want to automatically unlock Young, Durant, Curry, and LeBron. But if you don't want to pay for that, then you can get street cred and pay for them through the street cred.
I think the only thing that gives me confidence in this game is the fact that the NBA is still willing to basically fund this entire project, because they could have pulled away a long time ago.
Yep.
They've been working on this since 2021, I believe. So they could have pulled the plug a long time ago. So if they, I don't know, I just have somewhat of confidence in that, because the NBA knows they need to do a lot more marketing if they plan on expanding the way that they want to. So they need to get as many fans as possible so they can get butts and seats.
Can I just state the obvious? This would have been so much easier if they just would have kept EA Tiburon.
Oh yeah. Yep.
It's so much easier if they just would have kept that together. Thank you, Viticello and EA. We appreciate you for that.
They could have kept Tiburon. They could have kept EA big to begin with. And this wouldn't even have been a thing. So now you got like half Dead Space people working on a basketball game. I mean,
that they've never worked on before.
Yeah.
So
I mean, obviously they got to figure it out one way or the other, and they got plenty of influence to look from. So I'm
as long as it ain't like Playgrounds, because Playgrounds was just they tried to make an arcadey simulation game, and that just don't work. Like, no, if you're gonna make it arcade, make it arcade. If you're gonna make simulation, make simulation. Make up your mind.
Just make NBA Jam. It's cool.
Yeah.
If you're gonna do that, just make NBA Jam. Like I said, NBA Jam. That's an arcade game, which means I don't have to simulate actual shooting. So yeah. But
so I mean, other than that, I mean, we had fun. Me and my son were taking turns because we thought we were going to be able to do local, and that's another thing that's kind of worrying me too. Like, we didn't have the ability to do local anything. So I don't know if that was just for the beta. Don't know, but like I said, they're very vocal, so it's not like they drop these things and go quiet. They're very vocal on Discord, so we'll see.
It better support game share, because buying 2 copies sounds kind of wild. Like,
ain't nobody doing that. Ain't nobody doing that. All right, Shadow, what you been playing?
The normal Streets of Rage 4. But I did I tried something new. So Reset Era and a couple of, like, I think RGB, a couple of those other sites or whatever have been following this little project that this guy had been working on. He made like a bunch of Atari Jaguar emulators long time ago. And his new project, for whatever reason, he just felt like he pulled a wild hair out his butt, and he decided, hey, I'm going to make a really modern version of the Killer Instinct emulator. It was called KI AIM back in the day, before it was on MAME. And it's called Big Instinct. I just tried it last night, and I think I played till like 5 o'clock in the morning. So it's really smooth and really good, and you can tune KI1 or KI2 to 60 frames per second, or the original arcade mode of 53 frames per second. So you can feel exactly like how you want it to be. You can add whatever revision of the ROMs you want in there for glitches and all that other kind of stuff. So I'm going to be a fan of that, and I had a blast with that. I was able to do pretty much everything. There was no off anything with regards to timing or anything like that. I was immediately able to jump in and do a 77 hit ultra real quick with my boy Jago.
Real quick.
Real quick.
Shadow.
Sorry.
Were you able to play in 20 frames a second though?
You said I should play it in 20 frames per second?
Were you able to play in 20 frames per second?
No, I can't do that. It wasn't a Switch 2 proof. So, because only Switch 2 can only play games at 20 frames per second. So it was 53 and 60 is what I tried it at.
Oh man, that's lame. They should have 15 and 20.
Yeah. but for my Killer Instinct fans in the chat, if y'all want to, y'all can Google it and find the guy, whatever. He's got a Patreon and stuff if you want to add stuff to it. It's free for everybody right now. He opened it up to everybody. But if you want like all the little goodies, they have a way for you to do netcode online play and adding like different resolutions. Like you want to play it at 4K or some crap like that. They got little filters and stuff like that to make it look good, but you gotta donate to get those. So, but the playing it free, it's literally just it's like a 1-to-1 copy of the arcade machine. So, it worked fine for me. Other than that, I 100%ed Resident Evil 9. I think I recommended that to everybody to play this year. It might be pretty good. So right as I was 100%ing that, the DLC came out. so I'm playing Leon Must Die. So which is weird because they're like I had to force it to apply. It wouldn't just automatically spin up when it checked for updates when you launch the game. I had to go to eShop and kind of like force it. And then after I went to eShop, I closed eShop, closed the game, reopened it, manually did a software update with the start button, and then it came up. I think it's just one of those things where it either got stuck in a loop or I had the game suspended while it was supposed to be shipped to me.
Oh, that's probably what happened there.
Yeah. So one of those little weird things happened, but I have that now. It's fun. It's nothing's gonna match Mercenaries and RE4. Nothing's gonna match that. Because that was literally product number 3, that combo system. So you're not going to get close to that. They got some little items in there to kind of get you close to that feel a little bit. There's items you can get to kind of get you like, hey, if you kill these many enemies, you get more time back kind of thing. But they kind of like make it more like a run and kill enemies as fast as you can so you can get different loot and different abilities or whatever. It's okay. I'm not really upset with it, and I could see how I could get lost like just running through that to play it just to kill time. I could see, especially in handheld mode. So I kind of recommend that for people, especially like you're kind of like bored or you can't decide what game to play next or whatever. You can do that in between. I'll probably play Pragmata tomorrow. Trying to run through that and I only played the demo, so now I'm gonna be playing through it for real tomorrow. I'm gonna try to beat Stellar Blade. So I'm at the end, but I gotta go back and grind a little bit to go back to this boss. But I'm pretty much done. I did one of those things where I 100%ed it before I got to the end. So I'm just waiting to beat the boss. And then I think I'm gonna finally take Forsaken out of the shrink wrap. Because physical games on PS5 need to be played, I imagine. So that and I'm a fan of the main character, so
can't believe you're woke.
Yeah, that's what I've been playing. So or what I plan to play at least in the next couple hours.
Can't believe you're woke, Shadow. Shadow went full woke. I can't believe that.
At least I was able to play Killer Instinct at some point,
Yeah.
Gotta play it.
Yeah, that's true. So last week, Nintendo decided to drop something 5 minutes before everybody found out about it. And that was the Star Fox Direct. I'm like, bro, okay, at this point, it ain't even petty, it's trolling.
Yeah.
Well, he's like, so we got leaked. All right. All right. Are y'all upset? No, we ain't upset. We ain't close to upset.
They're like, hey, you were dumb enough to say it was gonna it was going to come out at a certain time. We're not going to put it out at that
No,
time.
we're not.
We're not.
Matter of fact, we're gonna hold it a whole month and a half after you said it was gonna come out. And then on top of that, we ain't gonna tell you we won't drop it. We're gonna tell you why we're gonna drop it while y'all going to go throw the trash out.
Yep.
You got 5 minutes to get back to your computer.
Brother, I was at my desk at work and I was like, Star Fox Direct. What are you talking about? Like, mind you, nothing that Nintendo Today app does not pop into my notifications unless something is really about to happen. Like that's how I have it set up. So when I see that question mark up there, I'm like, wait a minute, what's this? I click on, I was like, Star Fox. I was like, right now? Like, okay.
Right now.
I swear I was pissed because there was no way I was going to get to be able to catch it live at all.
I had to run back because my notifications hit at like 5:55. It started at 6. I'm like, y'all did wrong.
Yeah. I think when it had popped up when you were going live with it, I was because now I'm doing the truck deliveries. I was on my way back to the warehouse. I was like, what the hell? This popped up out of nowhere on me. Like, damn, Nintendo.
They just do what they do. I think last year they were saying something like, they're gonna do a direct mini for this, blah blah blah. And Nintendo's just like, how about a Twitter direct? How about that?
Yeah,
right. It's like we might have had a video planned, but we're going to give you everything on Twitter.
But now, since somebody decided to run their mouth, we're just gonna do this. So that's all. Like, look, man, if you do have somebody that's an insider telling you stuff, just don't say look, because you're making it worse on everybody now. Because now they're like, oh, so we got somebody actually leaking. I bet.
And that's why Nintendo been giving their employees fake information.
Yeah,
yeah. I've been saying for a while. I think I've been telling you guys for a while. I think it's somebody either with some type of access to what the ESRB reviews, or it's a third party that got the information because they're also going to be part of another presentation.
Yeah.
So that's that. I think it's one of those two things there because a lot of that stuff appears to be very US centric and not Japan at all, because Japan had all this stuff in the bag a long time ago, as far as like approving and whatnot. So when it comes to other stuff like that, it's just really, really strange that like right around the time that these quote unquote leaks start coming out, Nintendo automatically does whatever, and then you go look at when it got rated for the ESRB is right around the same time they started leaking, or it got copyrighted around the same time they started leaking. So it's just interesting.
Either way it goes, I kind of wish they would stop because, like, bro, you're not doing yourself or anybody else in favor. I know you think you cool because you one up in journalists and stuff, but bro, you not helping. So
yeah, at least Trey just says, you know what I'm doing. I'm on LinkedIn. Yeah, like at least he says that. Like they're acting like it's some type of magical dust that they have. You're using a source. They'll find out what it is and they'll plug it every once in a while, and you won't be able to get any reliable information for it.
But so I made the comment that this is basically another version of Star Fox 64, which was already a version of the original Star Fox. So I know people need to stop saying this is a remake of a remake, but it is.
Yeah. Or remake of a remaster, since Star Fox 64 was a remaster.
Star Fox Zero was a
reimagining.
Well, if we want to break it down the way people did it, Star Fox on the SNES is the original. Star Fox 64 is the redo of that.
Yep.
Star Fox 64 3D is a remaster of 64. Star Fox Zero is a complete reimagining of the story of Star Fox 64. So now Star Fox is a remake of Star Fox 64. Like, but isn't a reimagining technically a
remake? Yeah, I'm like,
I get there's a slight difference, but it's not much.
It's not much, yeah. So
it's a remake of the reimagining. Because 64 was a reimagining of 1, right?
It's more like a remake. Yeah, it's more like a remake of that specific setup instead of redoing everything to have the way it was in 0. So but it's still a remake. They're
It's
both
still a
remakes.
remake.
They're different versions of a remake.
So I did like some of the things that they added to it. The online play, I think, is actually pretty interesting the way they got it set up. Interested to jump into that. Hopefully, we get a demo or something. Because it comes out.
We gave them a month out.
Yeah. No. We'll get a demo. We'll get a demo 3 months after it came out.
Yeah.
Like Metroid.
Yeah.
like, bro, what's the point of that?
I got a question for you guys though. Do you think Nintendo put all this R&D in place to just make one entry of this?
No. This is just
they're already planning long term.
Yeah. My only problem though, and this is because I like different art styles. I don't like the realistic. I know some people love that. I'm not a fan of it. I kind of wish they would have went with either the art style they did for the Mario Galaxy movie or did the art style for Zero. Because I'm sorry, that's not as expressive as you can get what they got.
Yeah, Galaxy was silly. I understand though why they did that. They literally just called it Star Fox, and it's a homage to the original game. Yeah, so I understand why they chose that art style, but yeah.
It's just to me like I'm just not feeling it.
So I heard. So I was told last night. He was like, "Yeah, Jay ain't feeling that." I was like,
I'm liking the gameplay. I'm just not feeling the
art style.
Yeah, I don't like ultra realism, man. I just don't like. I'd rather have something because, like, gaming for me is for me to decompress. I don't want to go back into reality. If that makes sense. Like, I don't want to. My whole point for gaming is for me to get away from that. And to chill for a couple hours doing something completely different. Like, I wouldn't want a realistic version of Mouse PI.
Hey, have a little Speedy Gonzalez and
so that's what
Jerry running around.
Yeah, so
but being able to see the detail on their face is going to be a problem.
That's going to be a problem. Yeah, so because I already have a problem. Y'all already know how I feel about Falco, but I'm like, bro, that don't look right.
Yeah,
I mean,
I think I didn't have it.
He does look like he got the attitude of Rivali, though.
He really does.
Yeah, I'm like,
he really does.
But he's better than Rivali. Anything is better than Rivali. Anyway,
I'm about to say it didn't look bad to me. I really like what they presented. I understood what they were going for, and like I was telling the crew yesterday, I think the reason why we're getting, I guess you could say, kind of like a fourth or fifth entry of Star Fox, Zero just didn't do well. And where we had a conversation last night, because I knew where it was going to go. Nothing on Wii U did well per se, but Star Fox got beat down. Like even with it, like most people focusing on the controls, other people were like, okay, it's not a good game at all. But
that was BS. But
it is BS. And so when you look at the last successful Star Fox, we say 64, and because I don't even know what 3DS did, but we could say everybody kind of resonates. Was 3DS
Star Fox
good?
Adventures was technically the last successful Star Fox game.
Well, not that successful.
It got over a million.
You said Star Fox Assault?
Adventures. Assault didn't make over a million.
Yeah, Assault didn't do well.
Yeah,
because when I look at like I said, I'm on the outskirts of Star Fox. Even if, let's say, even though Adventure sold over a mil, the one that people keep going back to is 64. Because I think the people that are resonating with Star Fox they like the on rail. They didn't like the ground missions, which I don't understand why.
Yeah, I don't understand it either, but
that doesn't make any sense. But if we're talking about, okay, why did they start back here? Okay, let's start back at the original and then pivot from here, because I think if Zero would have been successful, that probably would have been where they started going in that direction. So they're just starting back at ground zero for the lack of puns being there, but they start back at ground zero to say, all right, cool, this is what y'all liked. Now let's see where we can go from here, because you've shut down Assault, you've shut down Adventure, you've shut down Zero. Now we got to find out what direction we're going to go with this franchise, but I do think they already have an idea of what they're going to do with it.
I just got the one thing that kind of frustrated me about that, like the Wii U hate in general killed so much advancement there.
They really did.
I believe that was Miyamoto's last time developing a game.
Wow.
Because I think I think Star Fox Guard was the last.
Yeah,
I
that
don't
was
think
the
he's
last
working
one.
on nothing else.
Yeah.
He's just consulting. He's
Yeah.
not because
So that was the last thing we had. Like we could have had more if that sold moderately well or whatever.
Well,
but
the
I
other
think
thing
he's done
too,
now because of that.
The other thing too that I hated about the whole Star Fox Zero discourse was one, it's Platinum Studios. You mean tell me you don't think they know what they're doing? Two,
Right.
my nephew at the time was like 6. He loved that game. You had grown men sitting there pretending like they didn't know how to doggone hold the freaking gamepad. I'm like, bro, come on, man.
They didn't play it.
Yeah,
they just got feels on the internet and decided to spread it.
Yeah,
you had grown men that couldn't play through it on easy mode and get through the first level successfully.
Yeah. And the thing was, it didn't take long to grasp because it took me like halfway through the first level. I'm like, oh, okay, I get it. And then I was good to go.
I do want to point out one thing. I want to point out one thing about the new Star Fox game that I said could have been done if they would have redone Zero. Toggle to switch from third to first person.
Yeah.
The same thing that you could do on the Wii U.
Oh yeah.
Hopefully
that was in the first game.
I think that was what I had wanted them to do. I'm like, the problem was there was so many games on the Wii U that had multiple control styles, and that's what to me that's where they messed up because there's some people who didn't want to just let them play third person viewpoint pro controller. Just let them do that, like if that's what they wanted to do. But the problem was you had. I hate to keep going back to them, but they were the ones that was doing it. IGN game trailers, they was all doing all the regular hate, and I'm like, did y'all even play the game? Because once again, if you read their review and you actually play the game, you're like, am I crazy or are we playing different stuff? Because that don't feel what you was talking about is not what I played. So
they had a review due Monday. That's what that was. They didn't want to play on that platform, but you're paid to do it. So
you're paid to do it. So and then like game trailers where Jeff Keighley was before he started doing whatever it is he's doing now. They did the same thing. I'm like, bruh, it's clear that y'all ain't playing these games. Y'all just want that because that's when they was trying to skew everything to go. They wanted Nintendo to go third party. For now, Microsoft doing it, but they wanted Nintendo to go third party. So I was sitting there like, bruh, like this ain't a bad game, but only people are listening to are y'all because y'all are supposed to be the industry experts, and
y'all don't even know what that means. For
y'all
real.
don't even know. And on top of that, I'm like, I don't think y'all can play any of the games y'all supposedly love.
Yeah.
So
that's tough. I mean, I think there were a lot of content creators, and I think y'all saw it more than me because I wasn't in that space back then. But there were a lot that were influenced after a while. They were getting beat up, and so they just decided to bend the knee. Because it really wasn't even just Star Fox Zero. It was the idea that you would have games that would have something on that controller and the screen. Like, well, I can't go back and forth, and I just can't do it because the screens are too far apart. Like, really?
Bro,
like, are we that?
It was amazing.
Yes.
Call of Duty was amazing.
Zombie U was amazing.
Dude, Call of Duty. I mean, because me and you, Shadow, we remember that we ran one on Black Ops 2 and people getting mad. Because we both used Wii Remote and Chuck, and they got pissed off.
Yeah. And we were both me and my son were playing because we both had Wii Remote and Chuck or whatever, and then he was playing on the TV and I was playing on the gamepad at the same time online against people, and like so we didn't have to share a screen, we didn't have to do none of that kind of stuff or whatever, and people wondering how we're able to jump, turn, aim, and headshot people at the same time. Like you just turn your arm and it's
the best version of Splinter Cell.
Yep.
It was on the Wii U. Like people like to hate, but the thing is, all you had to do was see what they were saying. You could tell you didn't play the game. You're copying what IGN said, or you're copying what Rev 3 Games said, or you're copying because you're saying the same things they saying. You did not play that game.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I like. So a lot of times in this engagement or whatever, the first thing I want to do is get that out of the way. I ask you, hey, so how do you feel about that? Tell me what you really feel and explain why. Because typically they don't have an original thought. They're just copying the talking points that they heard somewhere else. So if you give them the time to hang themselves, they'll just say just those things. And I'm like, that's interesting because I heard that from somewhere. Where'd you get like it verbatim? Where'd you get that from? And that's usually it. So I don't know.
I mean,
but Nintendo need to talk to Ubisoft though.
They really do, and that's what we said a long time ago. They need to holler at them. But I mean, honestly, I think that's the hard part too, because even when we talk about being disingenuous or anything that they want to talk as far as talking points, the one thing that has been the same across the board, if you choose to change controls in any kind of way, people are going to reject it. I don't know why. It's like no one wants to go away from your standard control set. Like there's some that are embracing like the back buttons now, because you're starting to see a lot more controllers with those extra buttons on the back. But as far as gyro, motion, or any different type of input, no. Like it has to either be controller, and then the very few that do keyboard and mouse. People don't like change. They really don't. They want you to make a game that is immersive and that does something different, but keep my controllers the same.
Man, I love it. I love gyro. I use it in just about every game I got a gun in now.
I got so used to gyro that every time I go back on NSO and play N64, I gotta reacclimate myself because I'd be forgetting.
Yeah, it's tough.
I'd be forgetting.
Hold L, dragged and lost it.
Yeah.
It's just one of those things. I have a problem with everybody being so upset about different control setups or different controller setups. I like, if you want gaming to be an evolved medium, then you actually have to evolve with the medium.
Yep.
You can't be like, oh, well, I want all this new stuff, and then but I want the controller exactly the same.
Well, another thing too is the other thing too is
there's no the game too. I'm sorry.
No.
But I mean, there's also no such thing as standard controls. There's no such thing as that.
Yeah, no. It all depends on the game. No.
Yeah, that's why I was like, every time I heard somebody say, "Oh man, I just want standard controls," like
I've asked that question and never got a response.
Especially
when it came to Star Fox.
A lack of vocabulary.
Yeah.
It's common, but it's not the standard. It's very common. It's something that most developers default to, but that does not mean that it's the standard, because anything can change. I mean, we think about how some games will rely on gyro. I mean, when you talk about what is it, your boy? I forget his name. Yosef.
Oh yeah, Yosef.
When he did Two Brothers, he had the older brother on the left stick, younger brother on the right stick. Like that's not standard. You usually just move with one stick and then you switch to the other person. That's not a standard thing. So I mean, the controller itself, no matter how good the game is, the controller itself will determine a lot. Your controller can be horrible and ruin a great game. And that's where the inputs, the button layouts, everything is important as far as how you can control that game. I downloaded Firefighter Simulator the other day on PC Game Pass. It works with controller, but for whatever reason you can't change the inputs for controller. It's still showing the keyboard, and by default they have you using the water hose on B, and then you crouch with the right trigger. I was like, but if you swap that, I can then use my right stick to move the water hose around. But once again, simple switch of a button can change that whole outset of how that game works and how much fun I have with it. But it's very dependent on how the controllers are set up. And that's why I felt like, honestly, the evolution of controllers really could have been what the Quest 3 had, because all of your buttons are there. And now you can have motion, you can have gyro, you can have all of it. And, I don't see it going that way, but it should go that way. And even when you see the Steam frame, I think they did it even better, to where all 4 face buttons are on the right, and then you have a stick and a D-pad on the left. So essentially they just took a controller and split it in half, and now you have the ability to not only have extra buttons, because naturally those are where your fingers are for the grips of what we now have on the back of controllers. But then, like I said, you have what we have with the Joy-Cons. If I want to lay back and just have my arms laying to the side, I can. I don't have to have a controller sitting right here. Mm-hmm. And then if I want to kick in motion, I can. If I want to do a shooter and I'm just chilling, now I can just pick up and aim. But unfortunately, I don't know anyone outside of Nintendo that will be bold enough to say, hey, your next system is going to have this primary controller where it's similar to a Steam Frame or Quest 3 controllers. Because somebody's going to find a way to complain about it. Even though it has all the buttons necessary, it's just they're going to find something to complain about.
I find it odd that, like, for the VR systems, right, that seems to not be an issue. You can have the split controllers and you can have the gyro and all that seems to be acceptable. But the moment that you say you could do it on a TV, that's when people start flipping out.
It goes crazy. I don't know.
They're just weird to me. I don't understand that, but
you're not getting it. It's because it's a flat surface, and we can't handle flat surfaces with 3-dimensional space utilization.
As much as IGN was trying to pimp 3D TVs back then in 2009,
well, so that's because Sony told them to do it. Sony told them to do it, so they had to do it.
But that's the thing. Like, even with that, even though Nintendo, we know is the leader right now, it will take for Sony to do it for everyone to get on board. But even then, they'll get some pushback because with the DualSense controller, that is a top tier controller when you talk about the haptics. And
with 4 hours of battery life.
Man, we ain't gonna go there. My point is,
and worth a third of the price of the system originally.
Right. But my thing is, it's like they could have done so much more with that controller. Sony put so much technology in that controller, and now we want to. Oh, it'd be cool if the controller can get hot or cold in a situation, or it'd be cool if it can like shoot a breeze in your face. You won't use it. Like, so it don't
First of all,
difference.
I don't want nobody.
Yeah. What was it? COD supported it 2 games ago, and everybody turned it off.
Yeah,
like it was supposed to restrict your shooting or whatever. Like,
yeah.
I don't need nothing for my controller hitting me in the face. I don't need that.
Or either like a smell sensor. Like,
I don't need all that.
I don't think that a sensor in a controller that turns it warm or cold is a good idea because of potential condensation on the board.
Great lawsuit.
Oh yeah, lawsuit waiting to happen.
Go ahead, somebody playing the game one day, they're just gonna blow up in their hands.
Yeah. But I mean, honestly, I love the innovation that comes with it. It's just both the consumer and the developers have to get on board. And even though we constantly go back to it, there's a reason. The Wii U gamepad had the ability to do it all. Granted, could it feel more premium? For sure. I'm not going to refute that. And then, of course, at the time, the screen iteration. Exactly, and then the screen itself wasn't multi-touch at the time, so that's to be understood why people didn't care for that. And we were just going into multi-touch, if I'm not mistaken, because phones were kind of getting a little bit better. So to put that in the controller probably would have been more expensive.
At the time,
at the time. So when we look at what it could have evolved to, once again, playing it off your screen like we're doing now with the Switch, asymmetrical gaming. VR is killing that scene with asymmetrical gaming because you don't understand how much fun it is to say, okay, cool. I'm one character, or I'm like in the case of like the Friday the 13th game, I'm Jason on the gamepad. The rest of y'all play on the TV screen and try to get away from me.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like, but now it's this, okay, well, we want to be on our own separate screens, so multiplayer kicks in. But then if the game has multiplayer, we're worried about it being shut down. And if it gets shut down, I want my money back and I want the single player option, but then I don't get the option that I'm looking for as far as the split screen. It just turns into a whole thing to where everything I mentioned with the Wii U gamepad was local.
Yep.
I had to worry about it.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man.
Yeah, like we what was it? The launch game. I can't think of the name of it right now for the life of me. I don't know why I can't think of it.
Nintendo Land?
Yeah, Nintendo Land had the little Luigi's Mansion Find Me game.
Yeah.
And that was amazing. Like it literally was asymmetric. Like one person had a gamepad, and then you're trying to look around for people. Everybody else can see what's on the big TV screen moving around. And that's just a completely different experience.
That Mario Run game was like that too. Like we were just playing it not so long ago. And like I said, my wife is not a gamer. And so she was like, all I gotta do is just flash do a flashlight in the Luigi one. And then for the Mario one, I just have to run and go hide in a spot. And then when the whistle blows, you come and find me. Like, it's simple. It's that simple. And it gets you in. It's immersive. And it's a different idea of getting people to play together. And it's almost like the power of both Xbox and Sony, as well as IGN, gravitated us here to online everything. This is what you really want. This is what you want. You don't want to play with nobody on couch. You don't want to do that. You want to play with somebody on the board.
And the reality was they couldn't. Here, the thing is that they overpromised and underdelivered.
Yep.
With all the spec talk and all the other kind of stuff, they couldn't give you all those whiz bang things. Number one, because they weren't even 720p. Most of those games, they were like 540p and below on 360 and PS3 then at the time. But then in addition to that, they couldn't do local multiplayer because that would have kill the frame rate even more.
Mhm.
The system they were already cutting corners to get you what you saw on screen, so they couldn't do like old GameCube and N64 and stuff like that because they weren't overkill for their resolution. They were barely making it.
Right.
So, but they had sold you on, well, we'll have two 1080p displays and all that other kind of stuff that they ended up lying about later on. So they couldn't really give you that. So that's when you start seeing the rise of, well, why don't you buy 2 copies of the game and everybody play online? Like that kind of stuff. Or even to play local, they wanted you to have multiple copies because you needed multiple consoles to render the game. So it was just, I noticed that, and I noticed that nobody was really picking up on that, and I'm like, oh, they're not supposed to pick up on that. They're not supposed to talk about that part. And I'm like, I know y'all like local multiplayer. Why are y'all talking about it? Why aren't y'all talking about it going away, and why?
And yeah, because they killed that, and then now, if you notice, now everybody is, oh man, why does it have couch co-op? One of the big things about Halo Infinite that I hated was what the first thing they said, we're bringing back split screen multiplayer. Couldn't do it. But what the other thing they said, it was like, oh, we're gonna have co-op for we have campaign co-op. Couldn't do it. I'm like, stop promising stuff that you ain't got working. Because I hate to have to do this, but I go right back to Tears of the Kingdom. AJ Newman sat in front of us for 12 minutes and showed us what the game was going to be able to do. Did not say one thing about the depths or the sky. He just showed you what you going to do. Because it worked.
If it's there by release, great. If not, it'll be on the cutting room floor and it'll be a DLC.
But the thing was, everything he showed in them 12 minutes worked.
It was there. It worked. Yeah.
Gotham Knights, none of that stuff worked. Halo Infinite, none of that stuff worked.
You leave Gotham Knights alone.
They went from being 4-player online to 3-player to 2-player by the time of release.
Because what Suicide Squad changed too, didn't it?
Suicide Squad changed too.
Yeah.
Halo Infinite, we're gonna have split screen multiplayer. We're gonna have campaign co-op. None of that stuff was at launch. I stopped playing. I never finished Infinite. Because I like they lied.
Yeah.
They lied. They tell you they were gonna do stuff that they didn't even have working. I'm like, how you gonna sit there and tell somebody about something and you ain't even got it working yet?
Because they were planning to have it work.
Right.
Then don't bring it up. That's about as bad as doggone Everwild. Oh, so we love that you have this game. What is it about? We don't know.
Now that right there is the biggest no. Like, you don't come to me, show me something. I'm like, hey, we loved what we saw. What's this game about?
No, the problem was that wasn't the problem. Jack, that wasn't the problem. The problem was they did this live at a doggone event. Like, you didn't talk to them before, bro.
That was nuts.
Like, what's this game about? Your guess is as good as mine, sir.
We're exploring possibilities. Like, we just gonna straight Peter Molyneux this.
I probably would have beat, if it was me, I would have BS my way through it. I'd have came up with something.
Wow, speech, kissing babies.
Meanwhile, Nintendo here having full-on Treehouse Lives where they showing the whole game running. They just showed you Astral Chain. You're gonna buy that, by the way. They just showed you 5 games that you're gonna buy. Working like it's supposed to.
To me, Microsoft is cool, but they ain't gonna ever live that one down. Like, you don't show up with something and then tell me, I don't know. Like, we'll let you know when we find out. Like, all right.
What?
Like, hold on. So, are you working on the game or are you just speaking? No, I'm working on it. Then why don't you know what it is? We just exploring some stuff right now. When we land on something and it feel right, we'll let you know. All right.
And that's rough because we live in a world where Duke Nukem Forever actually came out.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So I don't know what to tell you at this point. Like, at least we saw what Perfect Dark was going to be.
Yeah.
And we saw what Beyond Good and Evil 2 was going to be.
And we all looked at Perfect Dark and was like, this is supposed to be easy. This is not hard. What are you doing?
Want to know something really ironic though? The game, The Medium, which was a launch title for the series. That's a Wii U concept.
It really is.
I'm like, that is a straight up Wii U concept.
It really is.
You mean to tell me everybody saw this and said, this fits on Xbox? I'm like, you out your goddamn mind.
Hell, Sunset Overdrive.
I'll do you one more. Pragmata.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Pragmata would have definitely worked with the Wii U gamepad because it'd have been so easy and quick to be able to do the
hold on. Cap, you gotta remember, Capcom back then was allergic to money. They can't. They would have broke out in halves.
I'm still not gonna let them get away from that. No, they still
allergic to money. What you talking about? We ain't got
Mega Man 11 sold well. Let's not do another one.
Look,
right.
The only reason why we got Pragmata is because it's in the RE engine, which means technically it's Resident Evil. So,
I'm not gonna let you spend that one. I'm not gonna let you spend that one.
According to them, technically it's Resident Evil because it's in the
that
RE
means
engine.
hold on. Then that means Street Fighter 6 is Resident Evil.
It is too. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, dude,
that means Monster Hunter is Resident Evil. Actually,
they're hold on Xbox. If you haven't
wait.
This is Resident Evil.
Remember how they said that Resident Evil Remake 2 and 3 could not work on the Nintendo Switch.
Correct.
But then you put Monster Hunter Rise on the Nintendo
using
Switch.
that engine. I don't.
So what do you mean it can't work? And this was a better version of that engine.
Why are you asking questions?
Look, man. Look, first of all, we wanted y'all to use the cloud version because reasons, and
because we didn't want to spend the money.
Reasons. But we want y'all to pay us for it.
We'll pay for that crap.
No,
it's in the RE engine, man. It's in the RE engine. Anything in the RE engine is Resident Evil. Okay,
right. I mean, I played the demos for all of them.
Yeah,
the demo.
I was not buying that.
All right. Well, as fun as it is to talk about Capcom and them breaking out in hives when they have to actually make money. There was something.
We gonna make some cash. Why am I itching?
Yeah, they're allergic right now. It's bad. They're making too much money.
Yeah.
No, honestly, I don't. You know what? I'm starting to think it's not even money. I think it's expectation. Like if we make this good game and I put it out there, they're gonna make us want to do it again.
We actually gotta work. We actually gotta work. We don't want to work
because I run the risk of it selling well, and then you're gonna be asking for more. And
hold on, no, because again, me and Jay talked about Street Fighter 6 2 years before that game came out, and Capcom damn near bar for bar took what I said and put it in that game.
Every video he did,
except Sean.
Except for Sean,
yeah,
and they screwed up Alex.
Yeah,
and they ain't put Sakura in.
Yeah, well, Kenny Omega had to do Alex, so Kenny Omega, man,
my thing is,
ain't no but a one-win game.
I could actually say this for another game. I think we talked about this before, but Star Wars Squadrons. If you go back and listen to my idea for multiplayer mode for Star Fox Zero, Star Wars Squadrons is damn near the same thing.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah,
I think there's only 2 or 3 differences. It's almost the exact same thing, and it took them 5 years to come out with that game. Which ideation time would have started around when I put that video out.
Which, honestly, if you just look at Star Wars Rogue Squadron on GameCube, you could have had the idea for that, but that's just me. So,
it's the problem that they had specific things that I said that happened in Squadrons, which is why I'm like, somebody saw my video. Yeah. Somebody saw it. The whole team might have saw it. Somebody saw it.
But so much in the vein of like the Metroid Prime remaster. Apparently, Halo 2 and 3 are getting remakes. They are in development. We already know about the Combat Evolved getting a remake. They're cutting from what I understand of what this article is. You can find this on Pure Xbox. From what I understand and from what they're reporting, basically they're cutting the multiplayer out of 1, 2, and 3. They're just doing a single player. I'm buying it. I'm buying it. So
if I remember correctly, the stories were solid enough for a single player.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3 Reach. Yeah, 1, 2, 3 and Reach are
4 was all right.
4 was all right. It just Cortana was.
Yeah, she was tripping.
Yeah,
that continued for 5, so you had to know why she was going crazy. It just.
But as far as like a straight up complete story, I think that I can understand why they would go that route 1, 2, 3. I would do that too. Because if I'm just trying to get it out there and put it on other systems, I can do that.
Yeah.
Because think about it. I'll even put it to you like this: if it does come Nintendo's way, most people play that single player anyway.
Yeah.
They would.
You ain't wrong on that.
Because I'm like, yeah, they would. Look at the Metroid Prime fans. We play for story.
I think the other part about that too we're missing as well. I think that Halo remakes for Nintendo platforms would definitely use the local co-op more.
Mm-hmm.
The system's just built for it. Like you literally hand somebody another controller and you can play. So
I'm plugging and hand it over.
Yeah. So I think So I can understand that. They are in active development. I don't know who's over Halo Studios now because Bonnie Ross been gone, and I don't know who the other director is. I think all the old heads are gone.
Yeah,
the ones that were right after that came over from Bungie that stayed, they're all gone now.
They're either on the Metroid team or they're with or they went to Bungie before Sony bought them.
Yeah,
and they're kind of like in limbo.
Yeah, basically, and
I
that's
think
why
honestly they're not doing the multiplayer because they scared of messing it up.
I don't blame them either because like the problem is, I think there's too many suits involved saying, "Hey, this Fortnite thing that my niece is playing, y'all should put that in there."
How do we sell it? Yeah.
Well, no. But my cousin plays this. What they call it? The Watch Over. Overwatch. Yeah, put that in there.
Watch
like,
Over.
No, like, dude. Like, no, this ain't the type of game for that. Bruh, I cut your check. You want to get fired or you want to put it in the game? That's what I thought. So
big team battle.
I would straight up get fired.
Yeah.
I'd be like, yeah,
Slayer.
you won't fire me then.
Nah, I need my OG modes, man.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. You gonna fire me then?
not
I ain't putting this crap in there.
And once again, I think that's another thing. I think that's what probably happened with Perfect Dark. They kept wanting to put all this other stuff in. I'm like, bro, it is not that hard. Yeah. This should not be. This ain't rocket science, bro. Like,
I forgot JB said the game share too. I forgot about that. So like you could game share.
Yeah.
Local multiplayer. And what I mean by local multiplayer, I'm still talking about the campaign. So like if you're talking about the running through the campaign together with friends or whatever, that's definitely the system to do it on.
Yeah.
So
I'm Night, yes and no. We in wait and see mode with that because the new Xbox head, she's saying all the right things, but I think she was told to say that because there ain't no way in the world she's allowed to do everything they denied Phil Spencer for doing.
Yeah, I'm about to say they really haven't taken too many actions. Granted, they lowered the price somewhat.
Yeah, they saying the right things,
but they ain't really doing much right now.
Yeah,
and chances are a lot of those contracts were already set in motion anyway, so they got to fulfill them first before they can do anything else.
Anyway, yeah.
Do I need to give the bad news away?
Go ahead.
She's gonna do whatever Nadella tells her to do.
Oh yes,
we already know that.
Yeah,
and Nadella's going to do what Phil Spencer said that they should do.
That'd be disgusting.
Mostly.
That would
what's
be
going to happen.
Everything in the cloud.
He gonna get y'all gonna get Azure. One way or another, y'all getting Azure.
Yeah.
If I gotta drive to your house,
you gonna get Azure.
Yeah.
Stop trying to act like you ain't gonna get Azure. You're getting Azure. That's basically
Azure, and you getting Copilot.
And I don't want to hear nothing else.
They're trying to give you Xbox controllers that plug straight to the cloud already. They're just like an Xbox controller with an Active Directory.
You saw the leak controller. Talking about like there's a local button and a cloud button. I'm like, for real? Like,
one way or another, you getting Azure, and I don't want to hear your mouth.
Love.
Yeah.
Now you put in a contra code and you get a free key for Office 365.
That's what's going
on. You know what's best for you.
We're gonna do this the easy way or the hard way. One of these ways, y'all getting cloud. Y'all gonna get cloud and Copilot. One way or another. So,
oh man,
we clouding? Or you
Look,
that's what I was like, bro.
Azure's not the cloud I want.
It don't matter. That's what you getting. So that's why I was like, I hear them, but I'm like, I'm not believing because there ain't no way in the world they finna abandon doing all this stuff to putting these games to other consoles because they got to get some money back.
Yeah,
they're not making the money. So yeah, you're gonna see a lot of games. Yes, they're probably gonna try and focus on some exclusives, but do not be surprised if you see Banjo-Kazooie on Switch and PlayStation. Do not be surprised if you see like I said, well, we already know with Halo Combat Evolved, but don't be surprised if you see Gears or something like that. Gears 1, 2, and 3. Don't be surprised. Don't be surprised if you see the retro collection on Switch. Don't be surprised.
That should have been moved over.
It should have
Yeah,
been, but
that should have been a launch game. That would have sold.
Yeah, but that's why I'm like, don't be surprised. You already see what Minecraft Dungeons 1 and 2. Like, come on, man. They're not Capcom. They're not allergic to money.
Man,
Microsoft is the opposite of allergic to money.
I'm just telling you, if Forza comes out on Switch too,
that'd be crazy.
Comes out on Switch too,
and for
if they smart, they'll port it to Switch.
If they smart, yeah, because I wouldn't even do it to Sony because Sony has Gran Turismo. Nintendo don't have a simulation racer.
No, they don't at all. And for those that were complaining about, oh well, it wouldn't make sense because they don't have analog. Look. Trust me, Grid Legends did it, and Grid Legends figured it out. Grid Legends said either A, you can use the right stick, B, you can use those digital triggers and shut up.
Yeah, see that button right there?
You can use your GameCube controllers.
I just press that button right there and hold it. That's what I do.
Yeah.
or no, like you just said, Jack. No, because a lot of these games run on that GameCube controller.
Yeah.
Which I tested out. We all tested out.
But a lot of people act like they don't have third-party controllers that do have analog triggers.
Yeah, I don't understand that either.
I don't like if you are going to get Forza, 9 times out of 10, you're that 1% person that has multiple controllers, one of which has analog or a wheel. Exactly. Yeah. So let's not play stupid.
Yeah. They do sell wheels for Forza and Gran Turismo. So they do. Yeah. Like the Gran Turismo one, I ain't gonna lie, that was nice. That thing comes with a full, you got gas pedals, it damn near got a stick. Like depending on which one you get. I'm like, bro, it ain't that serious. It is not that serious. I don't have the table space for this. But yeah, like, bro, some of them are very they get when they say simulation, they was not lying.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you got to put gas in the mugs.
Don't give them ideas.
No. Don't go back to the idea EA had with charging people for in-game gas.
Yeah.
Or even Mafia was doing like, oh, you got to do speed limits, and then some games like you did have to get gas. I'm like, no, let's stop doing
this.
Yeah. I don't need to be that
crazy.
real.
$5 every 15 minutes. There you go, right there.
Gas $4.55 a gallon. Gas $4.55 a gallon, depending on where you at.
Yep. Oh, you bought this game in California? Oh no,
it's $7 a gallon.
We gonna need $20 every like.
We're gonna charge you premium prices.
Yeah. But all I got is a Toyota Prius. Yeah, you got to put 93 in there.
Yeah. They'll hit you with it.
Crazy.
In game, got to use 93. There's nothing. There's no regular. There's no 87. It's all
93 octane, bro. That engine don't take that 87. What are we talking about?
And you can only go to Chevron and BP. You can't go nowhere else.
Get your loyalty card up.
Yep.
That's all you can do right here. Yeah, man. So I guess I don't know what Sony's issue is going to be. I don't know what they're going to do, but
they're saying the same thing. Microsoft saying, unironically, they're talking about going back and getting exclusive. I'm like, y'all let half of y'all's laps.
Straight playing on PC, like
I need them to be original for once. I just need Sony to be original for once.
They used to be. I'm like, bro, what happened to y'all, man?
If we're gonna be technical, Sony was never original. They just paid so nobody else.
It wasn't. That's what I'm saying. I've never known them to be original.
They bought studios.
As far as like having like when it was Nintendo, Nintendo, Sega, and Sony, you saw them have their own band of mascots and exclusive. That's what I mean by
that. They did have, but there was a lot of games that would have been on either Saturn or 64 that Sony paid to keep them off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. People didn't know that back then.
Yeah. But I'm just sitting here, I'm like, bro, but because they had Mark of Creed, Rise of Kasai.
They really need those guys.
They pretty much had Square Enix to themselves. Square Enix.
They had almost all the RPGs to themselves at one point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
PS1 was insane.
Yeah, and PS2 was right alongside it. So I'm sitting here like, bro, y'all had it, but then as soon as Microsoft come in, y'all saying, "Oh, well, we got money too." Meanwhile, Microsoft's like, "Yeah, right, that's cute." So
yeah, you don't.
Yeah, that's cute.
Do you know we're bordering $1 trillion? Did you know that?
Like y'all ain't
Cute little movie
okay.
company.
Okay, all right, yeah, that's cute. Y'all got money. That's cute. That's so cute.
Sell me your Vio laptop. Like, like you don't know what we do around here. You need our operating system to sell the computers that you sell. Like,
exactly.
Yeah, bro. You do know your Vio come with Windows OS, right?
and guess what domain it signs into? Active Directory.
Yeah. But y'all got money like us. All right.
Oh, man.
They sitting there watching Sony sell those laptops like another licensing fee. We'll take it.
I wonder how sitting there looking at like I just imagine Microsoft is just be like, hey, did y'all hear about the Sony Ericsson? Talking about that phone? Yeah, the phone. What happened to it?
Yep.
Sony ate those and threw them away.
Yeah, but they were solid phones. Charged too doggone much for them, but they were solid phones.
Yeah,
but that was the time though. That was the Palm Pilot time where everybody wanted a phone that would do business, and they were charging business prices.
They were.
And then the iPhone emerged, and everything kind of changed.
iPhone, and what was Google's first one?
The G phone, the G1.
Yeah, the G1.
That was the very first one.
The
G Mobile phone.
That was my joint right there, boy.
The trackball.
Yep.
But it was good times. But all right, so before we get out of here, I did want to ask y'all because Mortal Kombat 2 did release in theaters. I refuse to watch this movie in theaters. I just refused after the first one.
I didn't even know it was out. Like I saw somebody post like, man, I went to go see the MK2. I mean, the Mortal Kombat movie. I'm like, it came out. Like, I must have missed that one. But okay.
Yeah, so I'll watch it when it hit HBO Max. Anyway, I wanted to ask you guys because somebody did an interview with Ed Boon and he was talking about a new Mortal Kombat game. So I want to ask you guys, what is your favorite Mortal Kombat game, and what would you like to see in a new game if they were to? Well, they're gonna make one, even though Mortal Kombat 1 had its issues. And that's, I ain't even talking about the Switch, I'm talking about across the board.
Yeah.
So for the chat,
why do you have that, sir?
Hey, look, man, everything old. I'm telling you, it was just a time. I don't know.
Yeah,
you know, some eccentric billionaire gonna buy it off him for $3.5 million. Me personally, my favorite Mortal Kombat game is Deadly Alliance.
Really?
Yes. Yeah. Deadly
I don't
Alliance
hear that often.
Damn. Like, because that's when they first did the three different styles for each character.
Yep.
They had 2 styles and a weapon style. And then the only thing I didn't like about that game was their version of Soul Calibur 2's quest thing. Their version was stupid. That thing where they tried to make you do every messed up and ridiculous combo they had that took forever to do on a console on a regular controller instead of like a fight stick because you didn't have one, and they still want you to do that. Like, I hated that. But the game itself, though, I thought it was. I still think it's better than the majority of the ones they came out with, in my opinion. So that's like my favorite. So Andre, what about you? What's your favorite MK game?
To be honest, for me, I think it was Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3 was my favorite.
Yep. There you go. You stole them. Well, no, not mine. Never mind. I was thinking of something different. Never mind.
It's just because that was just a better version of 3, and I really liked 3.
I don't know.
So when I got to play that, I just enjoyed that more. I mean, I did play Mortal Kombat 4 on 64.
Wasn't good.
And then Mortal Kombat Gold was just 4 for Dreamcast, so I didn't.
Yeah, that's all it was. That's really all it was.
But Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3 was the one I really liked.
All right, Jack, what about you?
So mine is kind of similar to Andre's, because mine was Mortal Kombat Trilogy.
Yeah,
it was
that's also a good pick.
Yeah, because it was like a culmination of them all. I remember when my uncle went and got it. He got it for the PlayStation, and I was like, "What in the world is Mortal Kombat Trilogy?" And it was just like the culmination of everything. And I was like, "Oh, okay." I was like, "I like this."
Yep.
I was like, "That's fantastic. I love it." and that one's always stuck with me. Like I said, I liked 10. I guess you could say 9. It would be the proper title, but 9 was cool. Because I love when they start going into the story modes of it, making you play as other characters. Because most people try to find their main and they stick with their main and they don't differ or go anywhere else. But then when you go through the story modes, you're forced to use them, and then you start realizing, like, wait a minute, okay, I kind of like your moveset. I kind of like how you operate. So then you kind of create new mains. Because for me, I stayed on Cabal for forever. Ever since I went, like, Cabal was my guy. But that was after coming from 2, where Katana was always my go-to. So I had Katana, but then when Cabal popped up on 3, I was like, yeah.
It's a wrap. It's a
like
wrap.
doing that freaking run and make people spin.
Yeah.
And then go and do the couple of like, ooh, and then do the little ball. Like, yeah, that was my dude. But yeah, definitely has to be Mortal Kombat Trilogy for sure.
Okay. All right, Shadow.
Well, it's tough for me because I played Mortal Kombat 2 in tournaments, so I knew the tier list. So I played with just about everybody. Melina was insane. She like top tier of them all. It's insanely hard to play listen to.
Guys, hold on 1 second. Hi, Vicky.
No, Debo.
Hi, Vicky. How are you?
All right, continue.
But yeah, two was it's tough because I liked playing with Katana in 2 and 3, and playing face up 0 was kind of sick too because he had some sick combos there. But I'm inching really close to saying my favorite probably from story, playability, and replayability might be 11.
11 is good. 11 is my second.
I heard that DLC was crazy. I just never played it.
Yeah, the DLC was on the chain.
I think actually they had it the game and DLC on the Switch several times for like $10.
Yeah, they threw it on sale a bunch of times.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah. 5 is my favorite, but 11 is a close second just because like I love what they did with that story. And then that the DLC was just like, all right, dude, this is tight.
Yeah,
this is actually tight.
It kept me off of 1, to be honest with you. Mortal Kombat
1. Don't even get me started on 1. But so if they were to make a new game, what would be? I know, Andre, I think me and you had talked about this earlier about just killing the whole guest character mess. Unless you're gonna, unless you're gonna have like a theme, just squash it. So so what else would you like to see if they were to go like because moving ahead from Mortal Kombat 1? I'm guessing they'll probably go with a 2. So Mortal Kombat 2 basically was a soft reboot, essentially, of the series. So what would you think? How would you go about doing it? Because if I'm not mistaken, Shao Kahn is alive at the end of MK1.
I don't. Man,
or you could bring back Naga because that's a good villain they could bring back.
But I was wondering, so she didn't kill him after he betrayed her. Okay.
She didn't kill him.
I was wondering, okay.
I was actually thinking since they kind of leaned into the idea of the multiverse of characters for the next game, start reaching back into the supposed dead timeline and pull characters forward so that old versions of the characters can meet the updated versions of them. Like, since they're already doing timeline jumping anyway,
they really
might as well just go ahead and do something like that. Just for the love of everything holy, please do not bring back Zombie Liu Kang. Do not bring back Zombie Liu Kang. If he shows up, make his appearance be a cameo where he gets blown up and we don't see him again.
Yeah, that was
wow. That's harsh.
I mean, because they should have never did it.
It was a pointless thing.
Yeah, it really was.
Killed the character off to bring him back.
Now, if he blows up and he's a god, he's just gonna come back as meat. It'll just be that character.
I'm about to say, if that character was so stupid. Like, I get it being playful, but meat, really?
Yeah.
Meat.
But I would like because I'm just saying do that because there are multiple versions of different characters from the older games that just never came back. Like the original version of Reptile, we've never seen him again. The one that did Scorpion and Sub-Zero's moves. I would like that version of that character to come back because it's not the same as the one we got now.
Yeah.
He's very different. And like Sprite had mentioned in chat, Human and Robo Smoke. They haven't really returned much. So bring them back.
They were just in Ultimate
It's
3.
just like other versions of the characters that people haven't had a chance to really play. Like really dive into those versions of the characters and give them an expanded history. Since a lot of them haven't really been a part of the story-based games.
Gotcha. Okay. Me personally, tone down the character list, like no more than 20. No more than 20 characters. They've done such a good job on the story mode. Just keep what you're doing with the story mode.
Yeah.
Keep what you're doing with story mode. Now, as far as keep your classic ladder mode, and I would probably say probably do something like they did in Mortal Kombat. One of the few things I did like in Mortal Kombat 1 was that branching mode that they had where you could like do different stuff to get different things, like different in-game stuff like power-ups and stuff like that.
Okay.
Bring that back and just probably expand on that. But I'm kind of getting tired of fighting games having above 50 characters. Like, bro, come on. Dude, look, outside of Smash Bros. Ultimate, the last game to actually do it right was Capcom, Marvel vs. Capcom 2.
Yep.
That was the last one to do it right.
But
that was 64 characters, right?
Yeah.
It was 64, I think?
No, it was more than that.
It was more than 64?
It was like 56.
It had to be.
No,
it was 56 characters.
You sure? Because I remember Apocalypse and somebody else being in there.
It was 56 characters.
They were just swapped, I think. Because like you had Bone and
that's 56 characters.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, but them in Ultimate, Smash Bros. Ultimate was the only ones to get it right, and that's because Sakurai's a madman. But but like the whole thing was like, can we go back to like 10 to 20 characters and just cap it at that, and just go from there as far as like because to me, if you do that, then we can actually focus on their strengths and weaknesses and what their abilities are and stuff like that. Plus, so I mean, it's stuff like that. I mean, that's what I would like to see if they going forward. That and the fact that if you're not gonna have a theme around your guest characters, don't have them in there. Don't just be plucking random ones, because I'm still tripping off of they had the perfect chance to put Shona from from the Last Dragon, and then they didn't do it.
That should have happened. They should have had shown up. I mean, you had a Terminator in there. You had
Terminator. You had Rambo. You had
Homelander,
Conan. I'm like, you couldn't put Shogun up in there.
Yeah,
the Shogun of Harlem with the ridiculous clothing sets.
I mean, at this point, they effectively made Injustice. At this point,
pretty much,
they
using the same engine, but
yeah.
So, but yeah, that's what I would think. At least what I would like to see. Shadow, what about you?
For me, I think it would be more of the. Other people mentioned like the old characters meeting themselves or being able to pick some of the older ones and whatnot. I do think the character roster needs to be shorter, though. I don't think there should be more than 16 on the main page there. Obviously, you can unlock a few or whatever. But I think the mystery needs to come back. I think you need to be able to play this game and play through it and end up fighting a character that you can't unlock. And you're what in the hell is that? And then you come across and not an unplayable character like Motero, and then you have a code and you play with him and it's trash. Yeah. It's got to be like an actual character that looks like they're playable, and you're like, where does this guy come from or whatever? Or bring back or come up with brand new versions of the ninjas and keep the meme going. Like call one, I don't know, you can call one Mist or whatever. Just come up with all the elements or whatever, right? and then go from there. Like, hey, or what was or bring Chameleon back, and Chameleon apparently is I don't know, I guess non-binary, because there's a male and a female version. If you got the PlayStation version, or you got the N64 version, you got male or female. So
which didn't make sense, but
yeah,
whatever.
Did not make sense. So those different things, I guess you can start bringing some of those characters back or whatever, and then I guess continue to focus on the beef with Shao Kahn and how they're doing the whole time thing. Because I don't know if I think they're trying to touch on the fact that all of them know how Chronica is manipulating time, and they're all trying to use it for their own advantage. So I guess kind of deal with that a little bit. I don't know what else you could really do with the story, like, because everything that could be done that's insane is already happened. So
yeah,
I don't know, just have buildings flip upside down and stuff in the background while you're fighting. That's the only thing I can think of at this point. Like, literally have the apocalypse or whatever of Shao Kahn taking over Earth happening in the background while you're fighting.
I'm talking about like Soft Rebooted 2, when he actually just
like he won.
Like he wasn't supposed. No, he wasn't supposed to.
Yeah,
he just showed
he
up
cheated.
and did it. Yeah, he cheated.
Mm-hmm.
He showed up and did it. Yeah, so that would be interesting, actually, if they were to go that route and just have with Liu Kang, like, how the hell did you do that? And that way you can, So that could make sense. All right, Jack, what about you?
So mine is pretty interesting because, like I said, out of all fighting games, even though I'm not good at any of them, out of all fighting games, Mortal Kombat is at the top of my list. The only thing that's closer to it is Tekken for me. So with Mortal Kombat, I think where we are now, I don't mind the story. I'm with you, Jay. Like, they seem to know what they're doing as far as story is concerned.
Yeah,
I like that for a fighting game, because I think the key thing that I notice a lot when we get into these conversations about games, you guys know a lot about the lore because you like dig into it and you understand it for what it is, to where when you do story modes like this, is in your face. Like, it's right there in your face as far as like, okay, this is why Liu Kang entered the tournament. This is why, Shao Kahn decided to do what he did. This is, Raiden and Shao Kahn being related in some kind of way. You know what I mean? So like, giving some substance to these characters is key for you to continue to evolve them over time, right? Like, when we got Mortal Kombat 3, I was like, why is Sub-Zero's mask off? Like, you wouldn't know unless you read like the dialogue that you'll see at the arcades that they have just going before they show you who had the high score whenever it came around. But I think they can lean more into that as far as story is concerned, and really do hit that reboot, because right now where they are with one, I can only see that going downhill. Like, with Liu Kang being God at this point, and people trying to alter time, and when you start getting into time, that's when you're gonna start losing people, because that can go in 1,000 different ways. That's where Dragon Ball Super is about to get in trouble real fast. They keep playing with this time thing. So I would say step away from that. Even if we have to reboot from the beginning, like, let's get to a decent amount of fighters. And then, even in the sense of, I would say, like Pokemon, if I'm going to make another one, hey, some from the old cast will come, but not everybody, because I think everybody gets into this nature of like, well, everybody needs to be there. And that's when you start adding way too many characters.
Way too many.
If the story does not permit for them to be there, in the sense of you playing as them, that's different. Like Shadow said, if Liu Kang's off on a journey somewhere because he has to go figure something out, or if you look at the original movie, like, who killed his brother, let me meet him in the story, but I just can't play him. Like, he's pivotal to the story, but he's just not going to be a playable character at that point in time. I like the old school work to get your characters. That was the key thing I loved about Tekken. I remember when my uncle rented Tekken 1 and Tekken 2 when it was on PlayStation, and I never knew how to unlock certain characters, but it was like, oh, you got to fight as this character and then beat this character to get that one. And then they'll pop up in the rotation. So it's like, oh, who is this? Like, who is Roger? Who is Jack? Like, why am I fighting a kangaroo right now, or fighting a reptile with boxing gloves? Like, this is nuts. And it gave mystery, because you didn't know who you were actually going to get. You didn't know who you were going to fight, opposed to going through that same like 9 or 10 round lineup. So I would love for that mystery to come back, of let's say we have a roster of 10 fighters with a total of I say 15 or 20 at the end of the game, but ultimately you have to decide who it is that you have to fight and use. I don't know if I want to go as detail of like certain move set, because that's where Dragon Ball was doing it for some of their games of like, oh, you have to hit this person with a Kamehameha to unlock this. I don't know if you want to get that nuance of unlocking somebody, but it could add some flair to it, especially if you're trying to figure out like, okay, what is it that I need to do to unlock this character? Like, I know I have to fight him, but what move do I have to do? And I think about like Marvel Cosmic Invasion, where it's like, hey, Spider-Man needs to defeat Venom, or you need to do this many moves to unlock this the token for that level or whatever. So I like that idea. I would say rotations as far as like versus like 1-on-1s versus 2-on-2. I don't know how I feel about 3-on-3. I think the roster has to get pretty big for you to do 3-on-3 without it feeling like everybody's using the same characters. That's why I like Marvel vs. Capcom 2. Like, yeah, they have 50 plus characters, but 3-on-3, that combination can be like, if you find your right combination, you're unstoppable, right? Like if you get Cable and then partner him with with Wolverine and then partner him with somebody else, like you can do a nasty combo and then go into everybody's ultimates. And I think I like that aspect of it too. So changing that out. And then I would say like the one final thing, and this is more of me just kind of being bothered by this with most games, especially with Mortal Kombat, to where they have like the X-rays. I know this is a video game, so don't kill me. I know it's a video game, but it never made sense for me to watch me break somebody's jaw and then rip their spine and then they get back up.
Yeah, that's yeah.
But Mortal Kombat is exaggerated like that though. So
it's
just
exaggerated.
That's
like
why
blood flies everywhere, and I'm like, he should have been dead before he hit the ground. But
right.
my whole thing with the X-ray stuff is that's what they should like. Once you hit somebody with an X-ray move, that should be
it. Like
yeah,
that should be it. Because I think that should have been on the same scale as brutality, fatalities, and babalities. Like the X-ray should have been there to where it's like, okay, now we're getting really detailed in how you did this move. And even if you're gonna go the X-ray route, take it from KI. Let the X-rays just be the ones where it's a because I think this was what the brutalities were, but mirror the brutalities and X-rays to where I can see these attacks happening, but it's just a crazy combo that's happening at one time. So like, bam, 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 and just keep speeding it up and just making it go faster. So now it looks brutal. Like the brutalities were something crazy, and then you were going heavy with the combos, and then they explode. It's like cool, but now we can get more detail with the X-rays. But yeah, I mean, honestly, outside of that, I think Mortal Kombat does do a good job. I think the fighting genre in itself does have a hard time keeping its longevity, staying evergreen, unless you are competitive in a nature where you go online and you constantly play, or if you want to master a certain character to where you like want to learn their move sets, learn those combos. But honestly, for me, deeming myself as a casual player when it comes to fighters, I think that's what turns me off 9 times out of 10, because I really can't spur out like those big combos like that. And then when I'm in the midst of the fight, bro, it's fight or flight at that point. So like I'm not remembering nothing. Like especially when you fight against somebody like Melina and somebody knows how to use Melina, you're never touching the ground.
No.
So you make one mistake, you're done.
And some of those combos are way too long to even try to
way too long.
Even if you do have a freaking fight stick. They're just they're just ridiculous.
The old dollar combos from Mortal Kombat 3. Yeah.
Shadow, you got a question?
Say Unreal Engine 5 their games look amazing, but when Unreal Engine 5 the games look amazing, when third party come over there, Nintendo owns the kernel. Number one, if they had issues, say they weren't as talented as third parties were with Unreal Engine or insert engine here or whatever, right? They own the kernel and they can add and inject whatever they want to, because they don't have to use the SDK to make their games. So if it came down to it, they can write to the metal, if you will, to build their games. Like it's almost not a thing anymore because Nintendo owns the hypervisor, so you have to build your game inside of it. Even the developers are users at this point. They build their game for a container that Nintendo provides, and then that gives you the game that you end up playing. So yeah, and then of course, like Unreal Engine 5 is exactly great everywhere anyway. But
that's why a lot of people going back to 4, 3, and 4.
Yeah, and Nintendo also does this thing where they budget, and I had a long conversation about this on YouTube and on Twitter about this. Like, they're old school game developers with regard to both 2D and 3D game design. They know how the renderer processes each scene by frame, so it knows how to budget memory based on that. It doesn't just say, "Hey, look at this cool scene I built," and then lets the engine try to figure out what happens in between. They budget the game and the memory space based on what happens per frame. They don't care about, "Ooh, I got so many FPS here." No, how do we fit all of this frame in this memory space every time so we never have the frame rate issues to begin with? Yeah. So that way, when they do their testing or whatever, if they end up having frame rate issues later on, it'll be something based on the CPU side or anything like that, kind of like the Breath of the Wild and other games like that. That'll be the issues that you'll end up having from a Nintendo developed game. It will probably always be either memory or CPU bound. The GPU bound is just not a thing for them. They know how to budget that. So, and also, yeah, they know not to bloat their games too. They're not going to make 9,000 different variants of grass if you're not going to sit there and stare at the grass. They don't even do that for Pikmin, which you're literally going to see grass all the time.
Yeah.
They still reuse assets because why make brand new ones? What's the point of that?
Yeah.
Like you're not going to interact with it like that. So there's no point. Even in games you do interact with it, like Zelda or whatever, it's still a copy. And it still feels the same way. It feels like you're going through grass and you can cut it and all the other kind of stuff. So why send a team to Africa to go photo blades of grass and then put them in Photoshop and then have this large asset being? There's zero reason for that.
Zero.
You just want $1 billion budget for a game when you don't have to.
That's part of the problem. I've never been to Zimbabwe, so I would like to go.
Well, buy a plane ticket.
You want to be part of the team?
I want to be part of the team. So
$1 billion budget. Well, you know they're bringing Halo back to Earth, so you can.
Look, I got several cameras. I could go take pictures all they want.
Right.
Yeah, but can you go to the Serengeti Planet?
Yeah,
I'll find a way. If you're gonna pay for it.
You know they ain't paying for it. The company paying for it. I ain't paying for it. If I had to go myself, I'd be at home. I'd go outside.
Just look up some pictures.
I go outside. I just go outside and get on the grass, just like, oh, good to go. So, yeah.
I'll say this though, while we still on the fighting game topic or whatever. He said something about Killing Bean or whatever, but I've noticed how really hard it is to make a 3D fighting game. I don't know if y'all noticed, but like pretty much the only one that's pure 3D that's around still is Virtua Fighter. Like even Tekken, at one point they were trying to make it 3D with Tekken 1 and some of Tekken 2, but it largely ended up just being a 2D fighter.
Yeah, it didn't work.
So even though the models are 3D, the fighting is on a 2D plane.
Because Virtua Fighter is the only one. Now I think about it.
It's really just VF, because even Dead or Alive, like a little bit kind of, but the majority of the fighting is on a 2D plane too.
Is the Pokken in that? Would that be considered 3D?
Not really.
It's when it changes. Okay, I got you.
Yeah, it like Virtua Fighter, you're literally 3D space, and your attacks, you could miss an attack because you kicked somewhere different in 3D space, and it literally will whiff. Versus like they're kind of like programmed in for like Tekken and other fighters or whatever, because it's based
the characters
on
basically follow you as you're moving around.
Yeah, the hitboxes and the hurt boxes are not in 3D; they're in 2D. So, but VF I think is pretty much the only one that's still around that's fully 3D like that.
So that's why a lot of people like VF from a technical standpoint. They liked it more than Tekken and Dead or Alive and back then, because it was just a better technical game as far as like being truly technical. Yeah, it kind of feels like karate for real, because you depending on what you do, what move you do or whatever, you will miss if they aren't on that side. Like they could literally just be leaning one way in another move, and it's not going to clip them because in 3D space your leg wasn't there. So it's
It's interesting, but oh yeah, Tekken 4 had the 3D environments, and they were trying.
True.
I was thinking about it, but Fighting Vipers technically would have been too because it was the same engine.
Yeah, Fighting Vipers was too. It was the same thing.
I didn't play Fighting Vipers.
It was just you were in more of like you were in cages all the time, but it was they were kind of forcing you to do combat.
Yeah, and Fighting Vipers actually hit more like Tekken than Virtual Fighter.
Yeah, those hits. Oh, and the rising, the wake up attacks. Yeah, those are pretty strong too. Yeah,
when you see Bond hit somebody with a punch and they go crashing through a gate.
Yep. So they had like the DOA kind of like you got knocked through a thing kind of impact. So that was kind of cool. Yeah, I miss those games. I need to go play Fighting Vipers. I haven't played it in a while.
So I get on my Xbox. I'm just booted up.
Yeah. All right, peeps. That's gonna do it for tonight's podcast. Thank you, everybody in chat, for coming through. We appreciate you. Shadow, anything you want to pimp out?
We'll see soon. We'll see what's going on there soon. Yeah, I got stuff coming. We'll talk about it when we get there. I'm trying not to have y'all on a how can I say this?
A string.
Yeah, a string and a content diet because he just won't. Shadow don't never post nothing no more, and then a video comes out of nowhere, and you're like, oh, cool. Yeah, I'll try to update as much as I can, but I don't know. When I have time to sit down in front of Final Cut, I do, and when I don't, I don't. So it is what it is.
Gotcha. All right, Andre.
A video that I thought was going to get me a lot of backlash that has not, surprisingly. The Steam Deck is a failure. That's literally the title.
So I'm surprised it hasn't, because people act like it's the best-selling device known to man.
If Wii U is a failure,
if Wii U is a failure,
Nintendo, it was in stores. Shadow, it wasn't.
Sega Dreamcast is a failure.
It's not an
N-Gage is a failure.
Yeah.
But the arguments in the video, like I said, it's a documentary length video. It's an hour and a half.
Oh wow!
Because I did a lot of research, and I'm very well thought out. I go over the potential arguments against everything that could be brought up about how it's different from everything else, to show that there are other things that did the exact same things that it supposedly does differently. So if you are willing to sit through that and actually listen to what I have to say, I implore you to sit and listen.
Said listen.
I'm gonna let you know right now you're wrong in your video and they ain't watched it yet.
like several people have done, and then when I have like completely destroyed them, they've just erased their comments.
Of course. Yeah, that's the thing to do.
That's
pretty much how that works.
Appears to be common.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's that, and I do plan, hopefully, by this coming weekend, to have my "What If Sega Saturn Was Successful" video out, which will also be the same length.
Okay.
I'm just warning you ahead of time because I've done the research. It will be long.
Still got the Wii U one queued up, man.
But again,
wow,
if you listen in and pay attention to what I said, it'll be all right. Just don't be like the dude that came into my Nintendo 64 what if video and said I was spouting opinions, but only got about 20 minutes into the video.
Wow.
Because I will destroy you. That's it.
All right. Jack, what about you?
So I plan to do a video kind of giving my breakdown of my run with NBA The Run. So just to kind of give my pros and cons as into where it stands and kind of what I said here. Like, is it worth $30 to me? I think it is if they had an offline feature. Like, once they add that, I think it'll be worth it, because there's just too many games just getting shut down at this point in time. So the last thing I would want anybody to do is pay $30 and then lose their game maybe 2 or 3 weeks after the fact because something went wrong. Like, granted, like Shadow said, the NBA can back it, but if the people ain't there, they ain't gonna keep the money flowing. Yep. So we'll see how that goes. The idea of a Steam controller video was going to happen until one, you couldn't get them because they went out of stock real quick, and then two, it came out too close to Mother's Day, so I used that $100 elsewhere, and then so I'll wait until it comes back around and it's available, because it is something that I do want to dabble in solely because I really don't like the idea of using keyboard and mouse in my living room. I really don't. It's too much of a headache. So I'd rather have a controller that can replicate as much as possible. If not, then just stick to games that work best with controls. But I do want to entertain if it's worth it. If it's not, but right now, like I said, with what 8-Bit Doe is doing, and then even them talking about, ooh, would you guys like a trackpad controller? I'm like, does that mean I need to hold off? Because that means if you do it, I know you're going to do it well, and you're probably going to make it cheaper.
Yep.
So
and it'll work for more than just the Steam machine.
There you go.
So.
It'll probably have the ability to wake my PC up and everything else. So I might sit back because they've been on fire as of late. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Just kind of wrapping up the music stuff too. I plan to send out the album to a few people here and there to get some feedback. I hadn't done that since like my first album. So I'll send it out. So if you see a link pop up randomly on Twitter, you're one of the few, but definitely will look forward to feedback when it comes down to that album. But that's about it.
All right. Me personally, I'll probably put up some more shorts this week, and a couple more other things I'm working on. Gonna try to start back doing live streams on Saturdays. So no idea what I'm gonna do. I may just jump back into doing the Dark Ages because I think I forgot to finish it. So
you forgot to finish.
Yeah, so I think I'm just gonna jump back into Doom the Dark Ages. I'll probably do that. Show my Xbox some love this weekend and live stream off that. So I'll probably do that then. But other than that, that's pretty much all I got. So we'll see you guys next Sunday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So y'all have a good evening. Thanks for coming through. Peace out, people.
Peace.
Peace.
Whatever's clever.